So, oh man, Microsoft.
Well, we called one thing.
We called a few things.
Big things. But we missed others.
Yeah. So Microsoft's press conference this year was an attempt to try and really rein in about playing everywhere.
Yes. Usually people talk about, you can play on Xbox, the Xbox One or the PC. This time it's listen, now Windows 10 and Xbox One, buy it. You can play on both. Most of them, I think, was play on both.
Yeah, so we'll get to that when we get there, but pretty much that's what we felt the whole time. This was more about the software than about the hardware. Yet there was hardware announcements.
In fact, they started with one with the Xbox One S.
Yes, so there was so Xbox One S is 40% smaller. Not to be confused with the visual they showed, which was much
way smaller.
On top of that, they also said that it's got a little bit more enhancements on the back end, so it's
more
a little
RAM,
bit better.
So it runs things smoother.
HDR, which is, I don't know what that is.
The power supplies inside.
Yeah, so there's things like that make the system better. It's still bigger than a PS4, but it is now much tighter. It comes out in August, as opposed to the beginning of that day, which is weird. Yeah, we usually expect that sort of thing.
Later, they actually I think on the YouTube stream, they actually showed that it does fit inside the old one.
Yeah,
but again, in fact, they even unboxed the first one. It comes with a controller. That was the first thing they had to mention. There's rumors that it didn't come with a controller.
But the one that's $300 is the half terabyte one, as opposed to the 2 terabyte one, which is a bit more expensive.
Yeah, so else that was the big thing. I always noticed that little thing where it's starting at. I'm like, oh no, please, here we go. But it was nice that but I knew when they announced that they were going to announce something else. But we'll get to that in a moment.
So then they announced Xbox Play Anywhere,
which brings up the idea of playing on your PC.
Yeah, so going forward, for the vast majority of games published by Microsoft, any game you buy on Xbox One or on PC, Windows 10, will be immediately playable on the other. Now, I think they emphasize that you'll have to buy it digitally for that to be the case.
I'm assuming that's the case, because that's the good, making people make more money if you buy things digitally.
Yes.
And also because then they can control it through the digital networks.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but it was definitely being heavily pushed by them to say, hey, you don't even need an Xbox One to buy our games, or to play our games. Heck, the biggest concern they had is that people were concerned that people were not going to want to buy Xbox One games because they're PC friends, and so they really want to focus on kind of conjoining those markets
cross-play, which is a big thing they were pushing as well. And they're the ones who could really push it.
Yeah, definitely, because they have that
advantage.
So the first game they showed off at the show was Gears of War 4. I predicted they were going to go either end or start with Gears of War 4.
Everyone wanted to show it off first.
So here they emphasized some emphasis of the storm. They're actually in the storm now.
Love the lightning.
Yeah,
the lightning's a great idea.
It's great. Looked like it was odd. That was like super powerful lightning. That was like high-tech lightning, which doesn't make sense.
It's future lightning.
And
also, I like the idea the environments are destructible, so you can interact with things like giant things roll around.
Yeah.
It looked real.
Not sure about the enemies. The enemies are like, it's just generic enemies, kind of like, just thing.
Unfortunately, I think it was last year, they showed off the new type of enemy. Did they have to give it a name? They gave it a name, but I can't remember.
It was some generic, like the Scourge, not the Scourge.
But yeah, I know. But again, we have the old school hide behind a brick wall and shoot enemies.
Even the pustules. You had like chest-high pustules. To block behind.
And I was hoping they would show off more of the new types of enemies, but they didn't. But of course, it ended with the big enemy trying to squish you.
Yeah.
Much like most trailers or gameplay sessions.
It was nice. I don't think it was as good as what they showed last year for Gears of War 4, but it definitely looked nice either way. Then was a nice connection, kind of a segue into Gears of War, was the announcement that General Ram from Gears of War is going to be a playable character in Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct is kind of like turning into the Smash Brothers of Microsoft.
You already have,
and hey, go for it. I'm all for that.
Yeah, because I think we have at least 2 characters from their series right now.
Didn't they have Master Chief in there?
Yeah, they have a Master Chief character.
Or was the Arbiter?
It was the Arbiter. The Arbiter, and they had Rash. Battletoads.
So,
and I might be missing a third one, but the fact is, they're bringing in these guest characters because they can, and I really appreciate their continued support of Killer Instinct, which seems to be going to its 3rd year. It's definitely growing in terms of its content overall. Before, when they first showed off, I was kind of concerned, but now I think it's really kind of coming to its own.
This is not like Killer Instinct, though. Forza Horizon
3. This one takes place in Australia. It was rumored to do that, and it looked nice.
Again, I'm really now. This is what I'm like. Environments.
Yes.
Crazy, like jumping around, running into jungles. I want to see more of that.
Yeah, I do know that the demo itself, they slowed down a few times. I'm like,
probably
not real.
They
actually probably had people playing clips of the game, but they clearly had
spliced them together.
Spliced them with the actual footage. It looked nice. The ability to jump in and out really fast seemed cool, but I also could tell that also been like it was probably not like legitimately happening.
Yeah, no, it's true that you like they synchronize with your friends and all of a sudden you're in each other's world is a cool idea.
Yeah.
Joining races, that's another great idea. It looks like a great Forza game. And I'm actually excited because the environment's really nice.
No car on stage.
That was a surprise. Usually they drop down a car and we're like, not this time. Did anybody? I don't think anybody.
No one talked about cars this year.
Nobody had a car.
Nobody had a car come on stage. We are really in the next generation of E3.
Yeah,
we're moving forward.
Moving forward. It's not a car. There's no car. We're walking. Maybe taking Uber. Recore.
Yeah, so Recore is back, but they didn't have gameplay footage. I wanted to show them something.
They did, but it was really weird. The last time they announced, like, here's Recore, and they did this whole like
trailer,
showy teaser trailer. This time it was kind of might be a Borderlands kind of trailer, but it didn't really. It just showed up different characters, and then it showed up for brief clips of
gameplay in between,
and then no like demonstration of it. This is a new IP. They really should be talking about it.
It comes out in September. It's $40 and has a limited edition for over like 170.
That's a bit
of a jump, honestly. That's a lot. I do think that it's going to turn out pretty well. Armature Studios, I can give a little bit of credit for
Metroid Prime and stuff.
It looks like it could be good. It really didn't give me the confidence at the show that it was going to be good.
Yeah, I needed to see that thing being demonstrated to show us how the characters interact with the world. Is it open? Is it an over the shoulder shooter? What is this kind of game? We don't know anything about it,
especially from that trailer. After that, we saw Final Fantasy 15. Wait, 15 in Microsoft's conference? We saw Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah. It was a terrible demonstration.
Yeah, it was a terrible demonstration. They had like the director on, like, "Hey, here we are. We're gonna fight this Titan," and then nothing
it's happened. A big Titan. This is gonna be like Gears, like God of War.
So apparently, we don't.
What are you gonna stop it?
Roll the clip.
Do something.
So apparently,
cut it, and nothing.
Yeah. So apparently, they were trying to set up some strong fighting moves, but that the other people would have to get involved with. But they couldn't get the game to work and register it right, so they actually ended up having to reset the demo in the video. That's why you saw it reflect, kind of say the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And then it eventually got something out of it. But
they froze its arm and they cut it off. Finally.
Yes.
Then the trailer ends, but that was all they needed to show us.
Yeah. Poor decision. That soured me more on that game.
How can you sour Final Fantasy 15? That's how it's like.
Not a good start for that support. Then they decided to bring out some Tom Clancy's The Division Underground, which they were glad to announce would be exclusive to Xbox One for like a month.
I think it was like 2 months.
Yeah, they have an exclusive deal for them being.
Basically, it's procedurally generated like underground sewers, basically. So that's a cool little idea. The way to expand without necessarily having to build entire cities. Like, now you're going into the sewers, and no one knows what the sewers look like. If you did a subway station, they would know, but not the sewers.
So yeah, there's a little bit of interest. There's a bit of intrigue in doing that, but they kind of showed it off. Didn't they show another trailer? Or something? They showed another trailer.
There was another trailer with it. I think Ubisoft has shown off The Division more times than Raymond has.
Well, there's another. That's another. I think that was probably what they showed at Ubisoft. Come to think of it, but either way, it kind of blurs.
These things blur, guys. They blur.
Then Battlefield 1 happened, where they showed the exact same trailer as EA did twice in the previous.
Speaking of seeing things multiple times, now you know why these are blurring. Because this is why. So they couldn't even bring a new trailer.
Nope, they showed the same trailer, and then the guy's like, "Hey, how's it going, guys? We saw the same trailer. You know it. We were sitting in the same.
We all know it." It's like, well, this is at E3. Like, I don't care. Same week. It was yesterday.
Then we had a moment talking about OS. Somebody stood up and said, "Hey, we got background music available. We got language options for, and we also got Cortana coming, and Xbox Live will be everywhere." And we'll also have clubs where you can hang out, kind of like you can in communities in PlayStation Network or Miiverse for Nintendo. And then on top of that, you got Arena, which is kind of
where he sets up your matches.
Yeah, so now that's done.
Now, there you go.
Now Minecraft!
Minecraft, everyone loves Minecraft because, of course, with all these new arena things, they wanted to integrate that idea of meeting up with people and doing Minecraft stuff.
Yeah.
They announced some new Minecraft, what was it, they called it the Friendly Update, where they had new texture packs, new characters.
So the Friendly Update would allow people to essentially create their own private servers with content inside it and be able to kind of people go in there when they're not around. Kind of that new, a new server setup. And on top of that, they now are going to start releasing DLC packs of texture works. So people can now, they sort of the cityscape, and even say you can modify enemies. So for instance, they had these zombies that they gave guns that turned into aliens. So now you can do a little bit more customization of the creatures and the world around those biomes.
And that thing is with Minecraft Realms, I think is what they were.
Yeah, that's what it was called. And that's like available now on Windows, like the mobile platforms and stuff.
Yeah, they actually had I think an iPad on stage. I
Yeah.
thought it was like they brought an iPad on stage.
Well, I think it was at least a Surface.
No, I think it was an iPad. Check the videotape. I don't have it.
Oh, and the big one, Minecraft VR.
Of course, because that's the big thing. And actually, when you go into VR, your character wears a VR head. People can know that you're wearing an Oculus Rift.
Beat him up! He's wearing an Oculus!
He can't see us!
Let's kick him up.
Let's kick him! Get him! Get him!
Get his diamond stuff.
Get his diamond stuff. But yeah, so they're going to bring that out, which is a great idea because Minecraft, I think, is one of the most popular
games out there.
Yeah, so that would be a good way to get
really get people on the VR, which is interesting because they don't actually have a VR platform themselves, but they have Oculus to help out with that, so that was nice.
Besides the Oculus Rift and everything, there's also now you can now customize your controller.
Yeah, so it's called Xbox Design Lab, where you're able to pick and choose colors for your controller components, as well as engrave your name onto the controller itself. So you can get really personalized stuff, which is really nice.
Show the world how gaudy you can make a controller.
Yeah, let's go for. I'm thinking of gold and purple. You think that'll work out? And I'll write Mr. Fancy Pants, even though that is not my name. Don't look it up. That's
I'm just going to stick with the traditional controllers because I don't know how much money those things cost.
Can I special order a controller that has the exact same makeup of a normal controller and then add nothing to it?
Yeah, there you go. How much
does that cost? Oh,
see.
You're one of those dumb people.
Well, we're really excited to see this though. Indies.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Idea to Xbox.
I was so happy to see these, and inside that brief trailer.
That trailer.
Well, the game's out now.
The game's out now.
So
really high praise, but that trailer did not tell us anything.
That trailer was worthless, guys. It was literally a panning shot inside. I'm like, I'm excited to see inside again. Was that inside? I don't remember.
It says inside.
I blinked.
I blinked. The logo appeared, and I assumed it was all just a dream.
I thought they were going to show something.
Was I daydreaming, and my thoughts were projecting onto the screen? That's what I thought.
I wanted it so badly. It showed up, but it didn't give me.
It didn't give me any substance.
It did not.
But then they had they kind of showed a bit of a content of ID Xbox. They had this Cuphead was there.
Yes.
In this montage,
and I wish they had been a little bit more in depth with.
Last year they had a bit more ID Xbox. They had people come out and talk about their games here and there. I was hoping they would have a bit more time to ID Xbox. They didn't, but they followed up this montage with a few other games. Like, for instance, they mentioned Ark Survival Evolved, but they didn't really show it off. But that game is, I think, getting their Xbox game preview. Mm-hmm. Then they showed off We Happy Few.
Yes, I was really excited about it, because I just like the concept, and it looks great.
Yeah, so We Happy Few, they showed off like this little brief montage at the the intro segment of one of the characters you can play as. And it's going to be available July. So hopefully by the time this comes out, it'll be yeah, it's just gonna be fun to see how it turns out on the Xbox Live game, the Xbox game preview. Then we had some people come out for The Witcher 3, but it wasn't The Witcher 3. It was Gwent,
The Witcher card game. Yes, more card games, more.
Now at least this one was.
It's not Hearthstone.
Gwent was.
Stop! It's not Hearthstone. It's not Magic the Gathering.
I didn't say it was Hearthstone.
Oh, what would you say it was?
Well, it's already built into The Witcher. So,
but now it's its own standalone.
But now it's not Hearthstone.
Another card game for you guys to play. Great. Cool.
And now for another fighting game you can play on your Xbox One. Tekken 7.
Yay!
That was surprising because Tekken 7 was typically a PlayStation franchise. So to see it appear on Xbox One...
Was this the trailer? Was the trailer that showed off a guy from...
Street Fighter? Yeah, Akuma.
Why is he in this game?
I guess he's going to be a guest character.
I thought when I saw him like Tekken,
but this must be a gauge of what he's going to do. You're bringing at least one character in from the series.
There's your crossover.
No, they're going to work on Tekken cross Street Fighter probably in the next millennia. So we'll see how that goes.
Then they also announced another game from Capcom.
Oh,
Dead Rising 4.
Yes, so Dead Rising 3, that was an exclusive at start for the launch of the Xbox One, and now here we are about 3 years in. Oh man, we're already 3 years into this generation.
Can you believe that, guys?
Let's all cry a little bit inside. But now we're getting, for Xbox One as an exclusive launch, which means it's coming out later for other systems.
Yeah.
Dead Rising 4, you play as Frank again. It's Christmas. And there's the stream did stutter a bit when we were at this point, but there was a concrete hammer that he used.
Yeah, I think he's done that before.
That looked pretty nice.
It's Rising.
There was rumors that it was multiplayer, but I don't think I saw it in the trailer.
I can't remember.
But Dead Rising 4 comes out this holiday, so that's gonna be nice.
Then there was a long demo of Scalebound.
Yes.
Scalebound.
So Scalebound was shown off last year. And we thought it was coming out in 2016. It was being pitched. It's like, oh, it's Kamiya. The guy who made the Wonderful 101 and Beautiful Joe, and he did Resident Evil 2. And Okami. What can he do to next? And he shows this game where you have this guy who's pretty much like Devil May Cry. He's a Dante, the DMC version, who listens to hard techno while he uses a giant dragon to fight giant beasts.
And this one was a giant crab.
A giant crab that
Scorpion spider
that you have to shoot for its weak point for massive damage.
It was big. It's a big thing, and it emphasizes the big boss.
He says that this game will have the biggest bosses ever. And they show a boss that I think was actually outsized by bosses in Wonderful 101. But we're not going to get into that.
It's a huge boss, and I felt they should... at first you don't arrow right. Don't arrow again.
So you didn't feel the intensity.
He's shooting a bow and arrow
at this thing that's about 10 times
massive thing, and the arrow's like
it's like 2 times the size of the convention.
Get back on your dragon. Use the fireballs. Wake up.
Also, the game focused on multiplayer, because you notice the 3 people who are alongside you are actually him as well.
Yeah, they all merge together or something. I don't understand.
I think the idea is that you can play the game cooperatively, and what happens is that
rather than having separate characters, it's just you.
Yeah, they're all like variants of him, and so you play as this one character. This is you, and then other people online kind of come in as variants of that character, and then during cutscenes, they merge into just him. So, sounds neat, but it also made the enemy just took forever. But Sea of Thieves looked nice.
I liked what I saw for Sea of Thieves. Even the trailer of all the people playing the game and the little box there, like oh no, don't leave me behind. I'm like this is great. It looks genuine.
It's not fake.
It wasn't fake. It was actually people playing it, and I mean, I'm curious to see what you can do in this world. I know they got drunk.
But like, they're
going to be trying to find treasure. They're going to go to islands with treasure maps, to fight each other, steal the maps. What are they going to do?
The water on the sea looked great.
Best water I've ever seen. At least best stylized water I've ever seen.
And the fact that you're playing this game with as you're fighting other ships. I think Guns of Icarus is the series, is the airship where you're fighting against other airships. So I think it feels like that, but you're also adventuring, which I don't think we saw too much of. But
hanging out part was good.
I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how Sea of Thieves rolls out. Age of Thieves.
It's an Age of Thieves, but my only hope is that it gets popular, so that way you can have your own groups. Because if it comes, it'd be kind of sad if you're trying to steer a ship by yourself.
Yeah, not gonna be working. I'm riding solo.
I'm going down. The best I think also is cool. They're underwater and they're like, "We're trying to fix our boat."
Yeah, and it did not work.
I mean, that's the game I'm genuinely excited for.
Then they announced State of Decay 2, which is a zombie game. Yeah, but also they mentioned that it's cooperative, so you have multiple people. I don't think they showed any gameplay. Did they show gameplay?
They showed some. I think they showed some. If you've played the first one, it feels like more of the same
with multiplayer, which is I think the big focus.
You seeing something here? I've seen a lot of multiplayer. Did you notice that?
There's a lot of multiplayer involved here. Then Halo Wars 2, where they had the cinematic trailer where the two generals walking up to each other, and be like, "These are my people. This is your people. I'm going to defeat you because I have better. I'm better." It's pretty neat, but kind of long, and they kind of talked about it, and I kind of lost my thoughts.
It's Halo Wars. If you're into strategy games, Good.
They mentioned that the collaboration with the Xbox One and PC versions too, which is something we had anticipated in our bingo card, which we'll get to in a moment. And then they ended up with, after all that Halo Wars discussion, like, okay guys, we're not done yet.
Yeah, we started out with being able to play Xbox anywhere, and we are thinking about the future, and we're going to tell you the future, and it's Project Scorpio. There you go. You start what did I say? You start the conference with Xbox Slim, and then bam, you talk about your new Xbox. I said this. This was my idea, my theory, and it worked.
I don't think it should have been announced.
It was so early. Everything was CG. There wasn't anything. There was no games shown. There was no no even material. Just like a black silhouette and like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, they did. They mentioned that it's gonna be a 4K resolution. They mentioned it's gonna be it's bigger resolution with the high frame rate they can get, VR capable ready, and on top of that, HDR being a major focus. But I don't know why you would announce a console a year and a half in advance, especially when you just announced another console variant. And then they go on to say, oh, every game that's on your Xbox One can play on Scorpio. And then they go on to say, oh no, but sometimes you can make games exclusive to Scorpio, and sometimes you can choose not to make them exclusive to Scorpio. And no, you don't need not be. It's all dependent on the developer.
And if you don't have a 4K television, you don't bother with the Scorpio.
Oh, but you should.
But you should buy the Scorpio. It comes off as they wanted to get people excited for the Scorpio, but then realized after announcing it that people were not going to buy Xbox Ones anymore.
No. You can
buy your Xbox One. The Scorpio might not be for you, but when the Scorpio comes out, it's for you.
Now,
like They announced it really because they wanted to try to beat Sony to announcing a new console.
Now, I do have to think that they actually have one reason that was actually really good, is that we want to be sure we're transparent with our purchasers, that if they buy an Xbox One S because it looks nice, that they are aware that in a year's time another system is going to be coming out.
No company has done that. It's weird.
Nintendo doesn't do that for sure.
It's just weird how they announced it. Now, we won't know anything about it until next year.
Yeah.
But you know that every interview from now until then is going to be how is Project Scorpio? How is Scorpio? What is Scorpio? So that's Microsoft's presentation-wise was pretty good. A little more talking than
I think overall it was really solid though.
But
they talked more. They had so much to show. They had a few dull demos.
I think that's where got hit with the really slowest parts were the demos where it was okay, guys, you messed up.
Yes.
Play a trailer.
Scalebound was a bit too long. Final Fantasy 15 was messed up, and the moment where the guy came out to talk about Xbox Live stuff was a bit much. But really, a lot of the stuff this game they showed off was good. They talked about stuff for a little bit. They showed trailers. They talked about the games. They got everything out that they needed to. I think that overall, by showing us off new hardware and future hardware, old games, really getting all of the games that we anticipated and then some out. I think this was a really solid conference.
Yes, I think we're thinking of a B.
A B.
A B. Presentation-wise was good. The demos, I think, was really where there was some of those slower demos where it hurts it, as well as the fact that they didn't really give you a reason to buy an Xbox One.
No.
Like it's great. These games are on Xbox One. Buy an Xbox One. But the whole time through, they're saying Xbox One, Windows 10. It's more of them saying, listen, if you don't buy an Xbox One, we understand. Buy the games for the PC. They want to get their games and they want to get their names recognized on the PC market.
Yeah.
And then of course Scorpio. They announced Scorpio, so that way they can jump the gun when it comes out. Time to go.
So that was Microsoft's conference. What did we predict? We predicted the Xbox Slim. That happened.
Yeah!
The Xbox TV or stream did not happen.
No,
I predicted that. I had heard that there was only one source really saying that, so not surprised.
Probably not happening.
The chance of Xbox Scorpio we said was 20% because
20%. We should have been playing lotteries.
Because as far as I said, there was, in my eyes, there was no chance they were going to do it because they knew Neo wasn't going to be announced. But it looks like they made. They
already pulled that work into that montage.
Yeah, they put all that work into that.
In those interviews, yeah.
That CG system just needed to be talked about. It's Gears of War 4. It made it. Sea of Thieves. It made it.
Good.
Forza Horizon 3, which was rumored to be coming out,
Looks
kind of leaked.
Too.
Yep, that made it out. Emphasis on PC gaming.
Cross-buy. This is the big thing. They really want people who have PCs to buy Xbox One games and vice versa.
Yep. They mentioned. Oh yes, Recore. Yep, definitely there.
Trailer.
Scalebound, definitely there.
Boss fight took too long.
Crackdown. Now, Crackdown was not there, except in logo form. It was shown in the list of all the franchises that are coming, and they showed off the logo for
Crackdown.
They didn't show any gameplay footage. It wasn't an E3 at all. Now, granted, there's plenty of opportunity to talk about it.
And we got Minecraft.
Yeah, we got
something
Minecrafty. We got no HoloLens. We thought about 40% chance that HoloLens would make it.
I think they're really just like, we don't know how to do this properly.
We don't. Yeah, no Young Conquer.
No Young Conquer. No discussions. Not even a blip of we're working on HoloLens. Nothing. Which shows me that I think they're double downing on. We're working with Oculus.
Yeah.
Getting Oculus to work on the Scorpio. I think it's the big thing they want to push.
Yeah, as opposed to their HoloLens.
Because by the time the Scorpio comes out, the Oculus Rift will actually meet the consumer demands and actually be in stores. Because right now everyone's like, where's my Oculus?
Yep, and then we had Halo Wars 2, made it. Dead Rising 4, which had pretty much leaked right beforehand.
Right before.
Indies, we expected Bloodstained, which was in the
trailer.
It was on the montage. Cuphead was in the montage. And Inside, which had a full trailer.
You say full, I don't think it was very full.
Okay.
So it was like a nibble, a crumb.
Our big bets. My big bet was a new AAA IP that had not been previously announced. No, we didn't get that.
Nope, sorry.
Tony, your big bet was?
Battletoads.
Did we get that?
No, we did not get Battletoads.
Now, we got the theme absolutely correct, which is that Xbox is expanding. And we also got the big game more or less right, because we know Gears of War is going to be a big thing. So,
that was Microsoft's again.
Now, here's the bingo card.
Oh, yeah, bingo card.
We posted this on Twitter, and this is what it looks like now. We technically...
Dang it, the Banjo 3!
The Banjo 3 prevented us from getting it. On top of that, the Xbox TV prevented us from getting one as well.
And same with not having Crackdown. You were so close!
Yeah, now, of course, I should point out that Crackdown, we saw a logo, which is why I marked it as I did. And Recore, we said I had a demo as opposed to a date, which I had written before, because I knew that a date was going to be announced. So I kind of went like that. Technically, we had a lot of potential for some real solid bingos here, but a few bricks shy of the full total stack that we were looking for.
Close, but no cigar. Actually, I don't smoke, so no cigars anyway.
Yeah.
No teddy bear? I don't know.
What?
You know, the point of getting a cigar is it's a game, you hit it and you hit the bar, get a cigar! You know? Ubisoft's next.
Okay.